Hello and welcome to Joshitron 1205. It seems that my head is at the bottom of the picture, and there's a very good reason for that, because I'm getting royally pissed off with this camera. Okay, so it's the worst video camera in the world. I found that I can film in HD, but only for like 2 minutes. 2 minutes of HD film is all this camera can hold. So I'm sorry, you're going to have to put up with my blurry face, because basically. So, this is take 5 of my review of Batman, The Dark Knight Rises, and a little surprise for you at the end. Hopefully this won't cut out halfway through. If it does, I'll be very angry. So, let's get straight into it. Yesterday I went to see the film. It was just a whim, just fancy going one morning. I went on my own, controversial I know, but let me just tell you, it was great going on my own. Do it if you've never done it before, if your friends don't want to go or haven't got the money or whatever. Go on your own. You can choose where you want to sit, when you want to get there, whatever you want. I got there too early yesterday, so I just went to an earlier showing. Easy peasy, you know, it's a done deal when you're there. Do what you like. And because I went earlier in the day, it was £3.50 cheaper. There was no people there, which was good. So the film, it was amazing. It's hard. I was going to say, if this was a different film, which I thought was just, you know, okay, and I was trying to exaggerate how good it was, it would be quite difficult for me to go, it was amazing for the 5th time on video, but there's no problem with me going, it was the best film ever. It's action-packed, thrilling, funny, sad at points. It's perfect. I love you, Christopher Nolan. You've gone out with a bang. You've left a bit of a cliffhanger as well. Not going to tell you what that is, obviously. Not really a cliffhanger, but more of like a pathway to a new film, maybe, for the next director who wants to take it on. Bane, played by Thomas Harding, can't remember which one. He was incredible. He's normally portrayed as just this brute, not very clever, like in the Batman games, Arkham City, Arkham Asylum, and Batman and Robin. He's portrayed as quite an idiot who, in the game, will just run at you, and you just got to jump out of the way. But in the film, they got it bang on. He was so philosophical about everything. He almost made it seem like what he was doing was right. He just spoke with such elegance, even though he had a mask on and everything was, well, you know, like Darth Vader. But he still made it all settle in your brain and made you ponder every word he said. And he was a real adversary for Batman in this film, you know. You wondered how he'd do it. I actually, at one point, thought, I don't know how this film can end where Batman prevails. I'm still not sure how what happens at the end happens, but I think it's okay, because in the end you're just glad it's happened like that, rather than having it the other way and having it more logical. So it's Batman, you know. He does what he does, and you don't question it, because yeah, you might need him one day. So don't question the logic of his acting abilities. I don't know. The scale of this film was immense. It was, I don't like using that word because I think it's used too much. The word immense, I mean. But in this case, it was immense. The one part you've seen on the trailer for it, so it's not going to ruin anything. When the football stadium gets blown up. Imagine how much work, money and time must have gone into just that one 30-second bit of film where the football stadium collapses from beneath itself, and it's packed to capacity, and all the extras involved. It must have been so just incredible to work on, I suppose, even if you're just an extra. Brilliant. I wasn't too much of a fan of Catwoman in this film. She was very contrived in herself, and I didn't really know what she was doing a lot of the time, whether she was... Because that's the thing with Catwoman, isn't it? You can never tell if she's evil or good, whose side she's going to be on. So they got it right, but I've just never been a fan of that kind of mentality. It's like... I'm not going to tell you what happens in the end, obviously, or in the beginning, or in the middle. But, you know, if you do see the film... if you have seen the film, comment. What do you think Catwoman was like? You know, do you like Catwoman? I don't know. Do you? I don't. I'm not a fan. She was, you know, hot, but I'm not. As a supervillain / superhero, I just don't know what she's doing, what's going on. Yeah. So the film itself, I'm going to compare it to the Avengers now. I did this in the last video I made before it cut out halfway through what I was saying. I was going to compare it to the Avengers before I saw Batman, because I just didn't know that Batman would be so incredible. Whereas the Avengers, the hype built it up way too much for me. The expectation I went in with to see it didn't live up to it, I'm afraid. It was good, you know. I think it was a little more light-hearted than Batman, definitely. I like Batman because it's weird to say it about a superhero film, but it's more realistic, you know. No one has powers in that sense, you know. Bane's obviously a superhuman strength, but again, that's you know, it's not that far out of the equation. Oh, there was a brilliant bit in Batman as well. If you've played Arkham Asylum, you might have thought it was coming, and I did, but it's still amazing, even though it happened, and I kind of thought it might. Yeah, brilliant stuff. So the Avengers, I was going to compare it, but I'm not, because there's no point. Batman was better. I'm not going to lie, it was better. It was a lot better in every single area, except maybe humour, because Iron Man was in it. You know, Tony Stark, his one-liners, they do give it the edge in the humour section, but it's not really important. There's a spider on my foot, that's not good. So, yeah, I was actually going to say, I haven't reviewed the Avengers. I did see it a few weeks ago, maybe even a month. I thought most of the individual heroes' films were better than the Avengers. Iron Man 1 and 2, better than the Avengers, I thought. The Hulk, on par at least. Thor, I think, was the best of all of those films. I think Thor was the best Marvel film to come out this year. Definitely. Really good, that film. I really liked it. I liked it a lot more than the Avengers. And I saw the Avengers on the big screen, and I saw Thor on DVD. So, I mean, even that didn't really give it the edge over Thor. So, yeah. If you're going to see one, go see Batman. I suggest you see both, if you're a fan of this kind of thing. I will be going to see Spider-Man, hopefully next week, maybe the week after, and I'll review that as well, see how that compares to the other superhero films this year. Just a little bit of news for you. I was complaining in a previous video that I didn't get to go to a festival this year, but I am going to a festival this year. I won 2 tickets to Bloodstock Festival on Kerrang Radio the other day. Very chuffed with that. Yeah, I won 2 tickets to Sciencefield last year, 2 tickets to Bloodstock this year, and I entered the lottery this year, this week. So, you know, with my luck, maybe I'll win the lottery. And I tell you, if I do win the lottery, you will be getting videos in HD that can last more than 2 minutes. I promise. That's a promise to you there. If I win the lottery, unless it's just like 10 quid, then maybe not. So now I just want to talk to you about this thing. I don't think it's a book. It looks like a book. It has all the aesthetics of a book, but I'm sure it's not a book. This is 50 Shades of Grey, written by some random woman, I imagine, or a man, maybe. I don't know. I don't know anything about this book. My mum borrowed this book off her friend. She came back with it yesterday, and I shouted at her for reading it. But it's very coincidental that this happened all in one day, because I watched Nerimon's video about this book, and then my mum walked through the door with this book, and I thought, well, that's interesting. He enlightened me on a few topics about this book, like that it outsold Harry Potter in the paperback category as the fastest selling paperback book, and I didn't care about the readers of this book, what it was about, the sex in it, whatever. But when I found out that more people had bought this within the first however many days than Harry Potter, it did make me a bit angry. And I thought it was worth a little video just at the end of this Batman video. So I had a little flick through. It didn't impress me. The Alex Baker Show actually pointed out how badly written it was, and I agree. But it did bring out one of my favourite lines in any book I've ever read, and that was, just imagine you walk in, maybe you're having a bit of a bad hair day, you know, you're a girl in this situation, and your friend, who's also a girl, says, "Oh my god, you have terrible fuck hair." Who said that? Who? I mean, who would even... You know, female friends, I don't think are as much terrible to each other as male friends. So I don't think a woman would go to a friend and say, "You've got dreadful fuck hair." Like, what? Oh, thanks. Thanks a lot. What are you talking about? What is dreadful fuck hair? What is that? I don't know. I mean, this is also apparently Twilight fanfiction, as Nerimon pointed out. I'm not taking the credit for these facts because they're Nerimon's. I can't read this book out because I'll get flagged, even though I said the word fuck a couple of times. Don't flag me, please. What's the point? It's not bad, that word, is it? If you don't like the word, just click off the video. Yeah, let's get back to the more light-hearted topics. Yeah, apparently it was Twilight fanfiction, and the woman who wrote the book just changed the names of Bella and Edward to these people, and sold it, and is now living the high life. Nobody knows who she is because she uses a false name, a writing name, a pen name. Is it a synonym? No, that's not it. Pseudonym. It's a pseudonym. She uses a pseudonym. Yeah, I do have that word in my bank somewhere. And to be fair, if I wrote a book like that, I'd definitely use a pseudonym. So I wouldn't want people knocking on my door with pitchforks and burning torches. I mean, the book itself, when I first heard about it, I thought it's what women... you know, when a man fancies watching a bit of porn, what he'll do is he'll go on the internet, get out a DVD, he'll watch a bit of porn. You know, whatever, simple. But what a woman will do is she'll find a book with the word fuck in it, she'll read it cover to cover, take her about 2 weeks, and at the end of that she'll go, that was good bit of porn there, and that's it. I mean, I don't know how many men are reading this, I don't imagine any. And yeah, it's this thing where women just need to do everything more sophisticated than men, don't they? Men, they've got no qualms of just getting a picture of some tits out, but a woman, she has to read a book to get off. This might actually be flagged now. I might have to put some kind of restriction on it. Yeah, I think that sums it up. Women porn for women who don't want to just watch a video or whatever. But I suppose that's what's happening. There are loads of erotic novels. You know, I don't know why it's this one that's suddenly hit the headlines. I don't know if it's just because it is so just raunchy, I suppose. I don't know. If you want a bit more insight into this book, then I'll link Nerimon's video on it in the description. It's definitely... Why? Hello. Oh yeah.